Hello, cinema friends. Welcome to another edition of Cinesundry. I'm your host, Markus Seaberry, and today we're dealing with the sequel that probably no one asked for as we review Titanic II. Okay, now before we get into our review of Titanic 2, I want to remind you about our rating system. Okay, now that rating that you see there, that is our tour. That is for those top shelf, best of the best, the cream of the crop. Normally the best projects you would see all year. And that next rating, that's middling. That is our middle rating. That is for those projects that have potential of promise, but didn't quite deliver on their potential of promise and wind up being just okay. And that last rating, that is hack. That's for those terrible, dismal, abysmal, god awful projects that probably shouldn't have been made in the first place. Well, all right, now you know our ratings. And also, guys, as a special treat, I've got a guest today because, as you heard me say so many times, nerding out or, you know, talking about movies shouldn't always be a solo affair. She's no stranger to the world of movie making, in front of and behind the camera. She's an actor, she's a filmmaker. Uh, so, guys, please welcome my good friend, Kathy Lofton.
Hey, hello, my friend. How are you?
I'm all right. How have you
All right,
been?
thank you for having me. I've been like everybody else. We've been making it through this pandemic, but it's
Yeah,
working. We're getting through it.
big facts, big facts. Um, well, all right. So we're here. We're gonna talk about Titanic 2. So first of all, I'm gonna give a rundown. All right. So for the rundown, all right, Titanic 2. Several years after the crash of the first Titanic, someone decides to make a Titanic 2, which would be even tougher and more indestructible. But isn't that what they said about the first boat? So yeah, what could go wrong? Spoiler alert: everything goes wrong. This is another disaster movie. So yeah, Titanic 2, and here's where we are, and also now we got to talk about the script and acting.
Mm.
Wow. All right, the script and acting. This script is terrible, terrible. Like, why was this made? I guess a quick buck because you certainly didn't put money in. I don't know, effects, lighting, hiring quality script writers, none of that. Just I mean,
Mm-mm.
if you like schlocky, silly fun, I guess, but like it wasn't even fun to me. It was just dumb. Cause like the asylum has projects like Transmorphers, and they made a Pacific Rim knockoff called Atlantic Rim. Those are dumb and funny. This is just dumb to me. Um, well, all right. Now let's talk about these brilliant actors. First up, we have Shane Van Dyke.
Mm.
He is playing Hayden Walsh, and he is the poster boy for nepotism. This being Dick Van Dyke's grandson, and that is probably the only well, also because he's the writer and director. But other than that, it's like you have no business being in movies, my friend. Hayden Walsh is your typical. Well, he was like a typical bad boy character, but he inherited his father's business and kind of became greedy and slightly corrupt, and he's lost his way. Insert cliches here. Um, I did not care for this guy's performance at all. But I don't want to just be the only one talking. Kathy, how did you feel about his performance?
He should have made a choice of being in front of the camera or behind the camera. He had no business doing both. And for those who have not seen this, he was both the director and the lead actor, and he was not equipped to do both. You want me to go ahead and talk about the acting, or where you want to
Yes,
start on
yes,
this?
yes, yes.
He
Feel
he
free.
was trying. He was trying, but he missed the mark. He should have maybe just stayed behind the camera, and that was a stretch already. But he will not be getting an Oscar. That is for sure. Golden Globes, nothing in his
Well,
future.
yeah, this
His
came out.
grandfather's name is not going to help him with this.
Mm. Yeah, this came out in 2010, and surprise, surprise, there was no awards talk. They were empty come award season. All right, but enough about Mr. Van Dyke. Next is Marie Westbrook as Amy Main, and she is the ex girlfriend of Hayden Walsh, and she was disappointed in him, and she takes this job on this boat as kind of a fresh start. Again, cliche, cliche, cliche alert. And once again, just not a great performance. There's a scene between her and Shane Van Dyke when they're talking about their past relationship, and it's supposed to be somber and poignant. And I was like, no. What did the young kids say? Oh yeah, that ain't it, Chief. that was not it. I was like, if y'all don't get the heck off my screen with this foolishness. Kathy, how'd you feel about Miss Westbrook?
She did a better job than him. She
Okay.
did a better job than her character on screen, Mr. Walsh, Van Dyke in real life. She clearly was not the best trained actress, but I thought she did better than he did. This was obviously some low budget casting, and they had to get who they could get. But again, she pulled it off slightly better than he did. If I had to choose between the two, she's an attractive girl. She tried hard, but we can tell it's some low budget casting here.
Yes, my sentiments exactly. And next up we have Bruce Davidson. Now this is actually an actor that I know, and people may know
Yes,
him from the X-Men movies and several other films. He has had a long, extensive career, but I
I don't
guess
know how he got caught up with this, but yes, maybe they needed him to pull in some viewers.
and sometimes you gotta keep your sad card, and also, some, you know, bills don't pay themselves.
Yeah,
but
right, right, right.
he is James Maine. He's a scientist who realizes, hey, there's icebergs and all kinds of trouble coming the way of the people on the Titanic II. And he is the father of Amy Maine. And he was trying to talk her out of getting on the boat in the first place. Like, hey, it barely passed inspection. But she's all, Dad, it's my life. And of course,
They should have put you in the role.
thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I was once an angst-filled teenager, many, many, many moons ago, but I still remember. Uh, so, so that happens. He's all trying to save his daughter and save the people and be the hero. And it's Bruce Davidson. He's solid. You know what you're gonna get. I don't know. I feel like there's a special place in, like, I don't know, like acting heaven or something for people who are good in terrible movies. Like, I know my heart goes out to those who are great in trash. And Bruce Davidson, you were a bright star in a sea of basura, or trash, as the Spanish people like to say. So, hey, man, at least you tried.
He
How'd you
he
feel
did
about the
he
performance?
did like you said, he did good to be in a mediocre movie. He was very believable as a caring father. He was serious about his role. He came across as authentic in being a scientist that had some knowledge about climate change and weather patterns and what was going on environmentally. And so he was the saving grace of the movie, actually.
I agree. Like I said, good and bad films, man. It's just like my heart goes out to you because I see you trying, and you're the only one I see trying. Well, no, I'm not gonna say that because to be fair, the next person we want to talk about actually I thought did a pretty good job. That is Brooke Burns as Kim Patterson, another
Mm.
established actor. She's hosted game shows. She was in Shallow Hal. She's done. And she was on Baywatch. Now I know that's not exactly like most like challenging roles. It's like
Right,
run
right.
in slow motion and be pretty. But hey, Brooke is established. She makes choices. It seems believable. And again, you were just good, good. Well, Bruce Davidson to me was great in the bad film. She was at least good in the bad film. So like I still feel bad for her too as his fellow scientist Kim Patterson. How'd you feel about her performance?
She sounded like a scientist. So I got to give her props for the lingo, the jargon. She sounded very authentic when she was talking about what was happening. I think she did a good job in the role. I would have believed that she had a scientific background and she was not just a pretty face. So I agree with you. She did a good job in her role. The scientist seemed to be the only ones who were nailing it. So she did pretty good.
Yes. And last, and I'm gonna say least, Michelle Glavin is Kelly Wade. This is Amy's best friend who also takes a job on the ship. And I mean, there's just nothing here, man. I mean, maybe she wasn't given anything, but basically, she's the friend. And spoiler alert, she dies. She's the friend who dies. That's her role. That's it. Don't go looking for more. Hmm. It's
And
not
she
there.
died gruesomely. Woo.
Yes. Like there's no gold in them there heels. That's all you get. Ah man, I was just like,
Yeah, she um I'm not even sure what she brought to the storyline. I guess his ex-girlfriend, him being the lead star, the male lead, I guess she needed somebody to talk to. And there
yeah,
could not be just one nurse on the ship because this young lady right here just there was just no reason for her to be there, and she tried with her little role, but like you said, it just wasn't working. It just was not working.
I love that you said little role. I'm sorry. I just love when African American people put little on some. It makes me chuckle. Oh, like I said, she tried. But all right, that's enough to talk about these actors. Now let's talk
I
about.
was really hoping, Marcus, you talked about the actor with no teeth. I just really was hoping you pull him up, but that's okay. Everybody, I encourage you to watch this movie because they had a man on here with no teeth. You remember the man in the control room, Marcus,
Oh yes,
the
yes.
black guy,
Oh
and I was
yes,
just like,
yes.
why did they put this man on TV on with no teeth? But anyway, watch it, guys, and you will see what we're talking about.
Well, all right. I think I've exhausted enough energy on these actors. Let's talk about director's technique. Okay, so Shane Van Dyke is also the director and the writer. Sir, you did too much. Doing too much. Your reach exceeded your grasp, as they say. Man, like your acting was terrible. Directing, not really there. Writing, nah, this script is dumb. Just like I don't know, and this might not be the category, but let me go for it. Can we talk about these special effects too? They look
Uh,
like Photoshop, man. What was
no,
that?
that wasn't Photoshop. Don't even insult Photoshop like that.
I'm
This I
sorry.
don't know what this was, but no, this was not even Photoshop. I think this was in the bathtub, and they had some play toys and closed the shower curtain and filmed it to make us think they were on the ocean. It was that bad.
Ah, I agree. I agree. I agree. I was like, what is this? I'm like, you're
They
not
tried
on
to green they
snow.
tried to green screen some stuff, but
Man.
it just no, like I said, low budget,
I
micro mini budget.
I've
Apparently, now
seen
now they did more than I could do. They at least got a distribution deal. However, um, maybe he used his grandfather's money, Dick Van Dyke's money, to finance this. But no, they should have put the money in the effects. They should have put the money in computer generated um, backgrounds. It just was not working. He should have done one or the other, taken his money and put it into special effects instead of splitting the cost to be the actor and the director. Maybe he did it for free, but nevertheless, that money needs to be allocated towards some better effects, most definitely.
yeah, I was just looking like that isn't even real snow. It's like you drew it. What I was like, what is it? MS Paint? All right. All right. I guess it's time to go to sentiment and rating. Okay. So, Kathy, please tell me what your sentiment was when you finished this film and your overall rating.
Poor directing, poor scripting, poor special effects. The wardrobe, the costumes, the captain's suit was too big. It was like
Yes.
he was wearing his daddy's suit. That's they couldn't even find a
Yes.
costume to fit the captain of the ship. The nurses, his ex girlfriend and the friend that died, they were a little bit provocative. That's how I can keep it clean on Facebook. I didn't know what their profession was, and I was like, "Oh, nurse. That's what nurses are wearing now." Poor job on wardrobe. Um, the guy with no teeth was actually good, but I don't know where they got him from. And put some clothes on him. I just found this movie to be comical. When you're putting a title on a movie, Titanic 2, you've got to bring it. And I think that's what they were trying to do. Oh, we put Titanic 2, that's gonna get us some viewers. They failed miserably. Miserably. And like you said, I'm not even sure why they made this. Apparently Van Dyke was ambitious and he wanted to make a mark like his grandfather, Dick Van Dyke, but he missed the mark 10 times over. And because of this, I had to rate it as hack.
Ah, yes. That's pretty much the inevitable rating for this project. Yeah, my sentiment was disgust and disappointment because the last
It's a
Asylum film I
disgust.
saw was one that came after this. Again, Atlantic Rim, which was a knockoff of Pacific Rim. And that at least had Treach from Not About Nature in it, and it was fun. So I was expecting, laughs, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna laugh. No, I was angry. I was angry at the beginning, and like when I saw the captain with like the head too big, I was like, "Come on, man, y'all playing? Y'all just gonna keep letting him wear that head that is way too big for his cranium? Y'all just gonna keep doing it like the whole film?" The whole film, y'all gonna do this. Okay, got it. You don't care. Evidently, you don't care. So why should I? Like this, it's just so bad. And there's somebody who's done micro budget films. Like, there's ways to cheat things. Like, guys, I'm not saying it would have been great, but I felt like if you had just tried a little bit more, it could have been better. This The best thing I can say about this film is that it's 90 minutes. So, like, it's agony, but it's quick agony. And I have to give Titanic 2 a rating of hack.
Oh, yes, we agree.
Yes, we agree. Like I said, I expected a hack, but I thought it would be, dumb, bad, and funny. This was just dumb and bad. And I was like, Asylum at least kind of learned how to make stuff funnier later on. I'm not saying the budget's like skyrocketed, but they at least learned how to bring the funny in.
Well, see, it was funny to me by virtue of how bad they messed up. I was just laughing like, you got to be kidding me type funny. Like you said, the too big hat, the suit falling off, the play snow, the play ice, how the two scientists were standing in front of the iceberg falling, and it was like some ice cubes out of the refrigerator. That stuff was funny to me. So it wasn't audience viewing us. It wasn't funny, ha, because it was inserted into the scripting. This was funny, like, you got to be kidding me that y'all even tried to pull this off.
Yes, it is. It's amazing what gets greenlit. It is amazing. It is a wonder. Well, all right. I guess we're gonna wrap up this episode of Cinesundry. I want to thank you all for watching. For Kathy Lofton, I've been Markus Seaberry, and remember what we always ask: like the video, comment down below on the video, and subscribe to the On Location Memphis YouTube channel. And remember, guys, take some time and treat yourself to a movie.
Mm-hmm.
See you next time.